everybody, it's DJ MV, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Now, if you just joined us, Kendra G is still here.
I'm in the building.
Darkness.
Okay, let's explain darkness because me and Charlamagne are really close friends. We like being chocolate, so we call each other darkness.
That's right.
It's a honor.
And me and Kendra started off. You and Kendra went to Hampton together.
We
right?
went to Hampton together.
Envy and Kendra went to Hampton together. Me and Kendra used to do radio together in Philadelphia on 100.3 The Beat.
Yeah, but we were friends prior to that. We met Grammy Weekend 2008.
Grammy Weekend
I
2008.
don't know why me and Envy aren't as close as you. Maybe, is it a light skin thing? Is it that what it was?
I don't know.
I don't know, Envy.
Huh? I don't know.
We should be closer. I've known you longer than Charlamagne when I think about it.
That is a fact.
Yeah.
That is a fact. I don't know.
That's wild. Grammy Weekend 2008. You would never catch me at a Grammy Weekend now.
Yeah, you were doing the Wendy Williams show back then.
Yep.
Was he sitting on her? Never mind. On her Never mind.
So many things we can't say on the radio.
Maybe he was protecting black women, and that's the reason why you was sitting on her lap.
Shut up. but that's what we're talking about this morning.
Yeah.
Protecting black women.
Because, you know, it's all of these conversations that have started since the Will Smith situation on Sunday, the Will Smith-Chris Rock situation. And it just got me to thinking, like, what does protecting black women look like to people? Because I think for the first time in a public forum, people saw that situation, Will standing up defending his wife in that manner, putting so much on the line, right?
Right.
And to them, that's what protecting black women looks like. So what does it look like?
So, like in that example for this conversation, it's a black man defending a black woman, right? Mm-hmm. And that's where I think the conversation is all about. Like they give so many black women so much hell about, oh, you're so masculine and you're so strong. You need to be softer. A lot of black women don't have a choice. Like they're left by themselves to raise their families because the black man they made a family with decided to go be with another family or be with no family. Just create families everywhere. So now this woman has to be strong. She has no choice. And then, you know, want to protect black women, stop sleeping with so many and giving all of them herpes.
First of all, black men don't cheat.
Black men cheat. Black men definitely cheat.
Black little boys cheat.
Yeah, black boys cheat.
Black men don't cheat.
Okay. I know you want to use boy versus man, but the problem is be with your woman, raise that family, be there, be held accountable to protect that family. And that is the basic way of protecting a black woman. Be the man of the household so she doesn't have to be the man of the household.
So is it just herpes? Because you was very specific with herpes.
Well, I just like herpes because I feel like the other ones are really, like, I don't want to say HIV. Everyone,
Got you.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like herpes is the main STD you always say.
Probably chlamydia, but I get what you're saying.
And then just defending black women. Like a lot of times black women are always arguing with men. If you're in the presence of a woman arguing with a man, you should step in at that moment and diffuse the situation and figure out what it is. A black woman should not have to defend herself against another man if there's a black man around.
That's true.
You know, and I think that's why that's why I love the Will Smith moment because he's like shutting this down for the world. Like, you're not going to talk about my wife, period. And that's why some people are so happy right now. It's like, yes, defend me so I have to defend myself, black man. Come forward.
Envy, what does protecting black women look like to you?
I think it's a little bit of what we've seen with Will Smith. You know, you protect your wife and your family by any means necessary, and I think it's part of what Kendra said as well. You make sure that you hold your black family down, and when I mean black family, I mean friends, co-workers, people out there as a whole. I think I was raised like that. You make sure that no matter
Even
what,
as a Dominican.
I'm black. I'm not a Dominican. But I was definitely raised like that you make sure that no matter what, from something small to if you see a older black woman getting groceries and she's having a hard time, to make sure that you hold her down like that's your mother, like that's your grandmother, till that if you see, like I seen a black woman get into an accident with a white guy. Me and my wife pulled over just to make sure that she was okay. We didn't know what happened. We didn't say who was right or who was wrong, but we just wanted to make sure she was okay. I think those are the things that that's holding down a black woman, making sure black women are protected. I think it starts from raising your kids. I raise my kids the same way. I tell my son all the time, if you see a sister or a mother, a cousin, a grandmother, or anybody that looks like part of your family as being black, you make sure that she's safe.
Right.
Then after that, then you can go. But I think it starts from how you raise your kids.
Yeah, I think, you and Kendra G are right. I think that when we think of protecting black women, we always think of physically protecting them, getting violent for them. But I think protecting black women is doing the work on yourself as a man to be a better human. Like healing yourself as a man so you can be a better brother, husband, father, uncle, friend. Like protecting black women is not cheating on your queen, like
Right.
Kendra said, being a faithful black male, being intentional about doing the work on yourself, just to be a better person. Like, to me, that includes therapy, that includes sacred purpose coaches, reading literature like Jason Wilson, Cry Like a Man, or Dr. Rita Walker, An Unapologetic Guide to Black Mental Health. I feel like when you do the work on yourself as a black man, you'll show up better for black women.
Amen. I almost gave you money for the offering. Yes, that is real talk right there, because there's so many black women who want to build families that can't find black men on their level, right? Whether it's financially or whatever the case may be. And I feel like if more black men do the work on themselves, we could have less broken homes, and we could definitely kill the protect black women, because you would be right there by your side.
That's real.
But let's go to the phone lines. 800-585-1051. Paula, good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning, Paula.
Good morning,
Talking
Paula.
protecting black women. What does that mean to you, Paula?
It means making sure you're good. Like, you need to make sure, like Charlamagne said, you're mentally, emotionally, and physically ready to care for that woman. But on top of that, getting rid of archaic ideologies of what you think a woman, especially a black woman, is supposed to be. And it's not slapping somebody because your feelings are hurt. Like, that's not how you handle it.
That's real, Paula.
Thank you, Paula.
Appreciate you.
800-585-1051. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about protecting black women.
Yeah, what does protecting black women look like? And listen, there's no right answers. Like, we should be writing all of this stuff down.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But and that's one of the reasons why I wrote that book. That's behind you, Kendra G, is because we evolve as black men because we don't necessarily know what it means. But when you figure it out, I think it's like anything else.
Absolutely.
We should discuss it and talk about it more. So hopefully we can talk to our other brothers out there and they can understand what it is. Charlamagne and I, we talk about how we were early on in our lives and how we weren't necessarily protecting our queens.
No, we weren't even protecting ourselves.
No, not at all.
So I wanted to ask you guys about that. So is that a maturity level then? Do you give a grace into a man in general, or just a black man is at a certain age? Because both of you said when you got to your 30s, that's when you kind of got serious and woke up and realized your accountability. So is that just a guy thing?
Let's talk about it when we come back.
It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Kendra G is sitting in with us for a little bit.
I am.
We're talking protecting black women. Now,
And what
she
does
just
that
asked
look
a
like?
question.
Yes.
What was the question that you asked, Kendra G?
The question I asked, because both of you men have been honest about your indiscretions throughout your marriages, which I appreciate, because that helps people heal, right? But you both said when you got to a certain age, that's when your maturity kicked in. So is there a grace period? Do you expect a 23-year-old black boy to be where you are right now in your 40s? Or do you give him that grace because you weren't there when you were 23?
I'll be honest with you. For myself, there was nobody, and this is not an excuse. I'm just telling you what the truth. Our community at that time, the industry and what I seen didn't really push people to respect their queens and their black women the same as I think Charlamagne and I are really standing on and encouraging people to do so. I was young, I was dumb, I was immature, I was a little boy, and it took me fixing myself, handling my own insecurities, handling my own problems. I was an insecure little bitch, and I was pushing that out to the world.
Wow.
Yeah, I give everyone grace because to Envy's point, we made a lot of trauma culture, and I didn't have men around me. I'm talking about before I even got into the industry. My fathers, my uncles, they were good men, meaning good providers, but they weren't good mates. They weren't good husbands. None of them had did the work on themselves to, be better emotionally, be better mentally, be better spiritually, to really pour into, their women the right way. So yes, I do give all humans grace. Now, if you're asking me, should women wait for a nigga to grow up? No.
Right.
I'm lucky that me and my I'm not even lucky. I'm blessed that me and my wife have been together for 24 years. I've been with my woman for 24 years. We've been married since 2014. I'm bad at math, so I don't know how long that is. But we've been married since 2014, but we've been together for 24 years. I'm just blessed that we grew together as individuals. But if you're asking me, should women wait on a man to grow up? No, because it's not a woman's responsibility to make that man grow. I chose to start going to therapy in 2016
but both of your
to be
wives,
a better person.
Because to be fair in this conversation, both of your wives decided to stay with y'all throughout your process.
Correct.
So didn't they kind of wait for y'all to grow up?
I think we might be exceptions, man.
I
don't know if we the rule.
I've been
We
with my wife
exceptions.
since 27 years.
Yeah.
So I was 16, she was 15, so we did grow with each other. And thank God she grew. And this is the perfect example. If my daughter was in the same situation, I would tell my daughter to run. leave.
I would too.
But see, that's but
You know why now though? Because we're breaking generational curses.
Right.
And so people have the tools and resources. It's not like they don't know this stuff is available to go be better humans.
Right.
You know what I mean? We didn't have that.
Right. No, and I agree with that. But you guys also became better humans, and you have beautiful women that stuck by your side until you became those better humans. So what if they would have opted out when y'all were out here reckless, which they could have.
Yeah.
Right.
But they could have, but they decided to stay for
Couldn't
the
blame
family.
them.
They should have.
So
I just don't like toxic rhetoric like ride or die.
Right.
I don't like that either. I don't
Yeah.
like ride or die either. But what I'm starting to learn, because, I host a dating show online, I'm realizing a lot of people just in general are not whole. So
That's right.
when do you know to just walk away, or there's potential for this person to become whole? Because that's really the question. I don't believe in riding and dying and then you really die.
Yeah.
But is there a grace of, he's not right now, but I'm going to stick it out because he's going to get better. And I think when we think about all these relationships that we honor, Will Smith and Jada Pinkett are probably the most famous relationship, and we know their indiscretions, right, firsthand. But they've been through a lot of things.
That's right.
And they
That's right.
decided to stay together. And most marriages are like that. People have gone through stuff and decided to stay together. So it's really figuring out that balance of, is this worth it or is he really not worth it?
That's
You have
real.
Jaleesa on the line. Jaleesa, good morning.
Hi, good morning. I first want to shout out my husband, Devin Paul, in Columbia, South Carolina.
803.
Yes, love you, boo. But to me, protecting the Black woman is not just physical; it's also spiritual, mental. Making sure that she's in a safe space with you, and wherever you take her, that she feels respected and upheld. So that's what it looks like to me.
That's real.
All right.
Yeah,
Well, thank you.
That's real. A woman can't be in a safe space with you if you're not in a safe space with yourself.
Absolutely. Hello, who's this?
What's going on, Envy? This is Rico. Good morning.
Rico, what's up? Where you calling from, brother?
I'm calling from Hoboken, New Jersey.
New Jersey. Now, what does protecting Black women mean to you, bro?
Well, protecting women in general is a blessing because we all have come from a woman, and we've been learned within the household how to treat a woman by our moms. So protecting a woman is you're going to have a voice opinion, stand by them, and just be that inspiration for them. Whenever things such as people get out of pocket, I'm grown in the era where, smack in the face was a regard to, like, it's just like to let you know that what you did was wrong.
Right.
I don't think slapping the people in the face is bad. You know what I mean? He didn't shoot him, he didn't stab him, he didn't do none of that, but he did utilize his platform to stand up for his woman in general.
Word.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you, brother.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a blessed day.
Peace, King.
Neil, what a beautiful day.
Stay away from them hoes in Hoboken.
Nah, man, you taking tokens to Hoboken, then your pockets get broken.
Take tokens to Hoboken. Okay, got you. I follow you.
I don't get it. I'm
Old
lost.
school rap this
I'm
morning.
picking down what you're putting up. Let's take one more. You want one?
We'll take more. Let's go. See if I get a woman on. Crystal, good morning.
Good morning, guys.
Hey, we're talking protecting Black women. Talk to us. What's your thoughts?
What does that look like?
To me, coming from a woman that was raised by her father, that was my first protector. First nurturer, first love, first everything. And today's age, it's terrible. I don't see protection at all. I see men using and abusing women physically and emotionally. That's what I think protection is.
Okay.
She brought up her father. I feel like I wouldn't be here without my father. That's why Black fathers are so important. Black mothers are important, but when you have the love from your father, can't no man convince you of anything, because the man that brought you on this earth loves you so much. You require that love at all times. And it's probably the reason why I'm single, because my pedestal for that is so high. Like, my father, I'm from Connecticut, Kenny Reader, like, he did a great job. And as a child, I can remember that how much he was there for me. When I went to college, my dad did whatever. He sold Mary Kay to keep me in college, to do whatever he had to do to keep his daughter in school. So,
But that's how all men should be with their daughters.
Yes.
Because I'm with that like that with my daughter. My daughter says the same thing. The reason she has a hard time dating is because she looks for men like her dad. That is respectful, as this, that's
Maddie,
that, that's this.
you can find a man better than your
No,
daddy.
you definitely But that's how you should be with your daughters. That's how it is with my 3 daughters, my 4 daughters, and Charlamagne, you have 4, right?
I got 4 daughters, and Kendra brought up a good point, because Kendra, you told me something a long time ago that stuck with me. This one, I think I might have had 1 daughter at the time. It's something you said your daddy told you. Y'all was either driving in a car or sitting on a stoop.
So when I was really young, there's a story I talk about. I think the girl might have been, I don't know, 16 or whatever at the time, and she was pregnant. So my dad rides up, and I'm thinking we're about to go to her house, and he stops in front of the house. He said, "You see her right there?" And then I was like, "Yes." And he was like, "That better never be you," and drove away. And I was like, and I was afraid of my dad at the time, but my dad, like, he was God to me, and I was like, okay, so I can't have sex and get pregnant because my dad said not to do that. And I think a lot of my friends grew up, they didn't have a father figure. So I saw the difference in my life versus their lives. And that's why I just say, like, if you can't be with the woman, do whatever you got to do to be there for your child.
And how old were you at that time?
I was probably like 11 or 9.
And when did you start having sex?
Child,
I'm just asking. I need to know if this worked.
I mean, look, I don't even remember,
Lord.
I think I'm still a virgin at some point in time. Can't you reset? They say you can reset your virginity.
You can't reset.
I'm reclaiming my virginity, Envy.
All right, I ain't mad at you. All right.
Just know that healing is hard, though.
Yes.
Okay? And if it wasn't, we would all be whole, but instead we are just human, so.
Yes.
All right. Well, when we come back, we got the rumor report. Drake, he scores big again, this time with Michael Jordan. We'll get to it when we come back. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.